See my kitchen, I think.
We are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Chef. I am one of your hosts, Rekha.
I'm your other host, Jordan.
And we have another guest, another Rekha, in fact, on the show today. It is DJ fucking Rekha.
Air horns, air horns, air horns. I wish I had the air horns ready. Yes. So excited.
Oh my God, we didn't get the air horns.
Fuck,
DJ
I
Rekha
forgot to get my turntables and my air horns out. I always forget this. Rekha, we are so fucking excited to have you. I was telling you this before, but I've heard your name since I was at NYU as a teacher, as a DJ, as just a cool fucking New Yorker. Then I saw you on Padma Lakshmi's Taste the Nation, episode 3, and my eyes teared up because I've never heard my name on TV before. And that's sad. Welcome to Talk Chef. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, given, the garbage fire of 220. I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
So, yeah, I'm excited to be asked, and it's great to, I don't know if you know this, but I once got a call for you by mistake. Do you know about this?
No.
Someone was looking for you and they called me.
Wait a minute. I do know. Yes, it was
Vikram Gandhi.
Yes. Oh my God. I did a ghostwriting gig sorry everyone, just a detour. I did a ghostwriting gig for Vikram Gandhi. Earlier this year.
Say that or on air, like you ghost wrote. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, he can. Whatever. I guess I'll take it. Anyway,
Listen,
I did a
project.
He sues us. I did a project with Vikram Gandhi earlier this year, and it was so funny because he was like, "Hey, I just called the wrong Rekha." I'm like, "That's never been a thing that's happened to me." And then he said, "Yeah, I called DJ Rekha," and I truly laughed so hard.
Well, it took him a minute, and then we're just chatting. I'm like, "What's up, dude?" Because I've known Vikram for like a long time, like at least 15 years. And I'm like, yeah. So he's like, wait a minute. No.
Yes.
I got the number from Hari Kondabolu, and I don't think I was like, okay, well, good luck. I hope it works out.
Incredible. Wow. Truly sweating already. Thank you so much for hopping on. Can I ask, are you like a Top Chef or cooking fan?
Yes. 100%.
For both?
Yeah. And I fancy myself, I'm a home cook, right? But ever since I was a kid, I was watching cooking shows. So I grew up watching Mother Joffrey, anything on Channel 13, which is our PBS station. Even the guy that's been erased from memory, if you may not know about the Frugal Gourmet. Mm-hmm. He went down in flames from a sex scandal, but he was ubiquitous, like he was everywhere. So I love watching cooking shows, and when I rewatched this episode, I remembered watching it the first time. I totally remembered parts of this episode. I was like, oh yeah, Mikey, what a doofball.
What a perfect encapsulation. Absolutely. That's wonderful. We love that. This is a show all dedicated to talking about Top Chef. And a couple orders of business. This is also a charity-based show. Every week we find a food bank or some food organization related to food justice to donate to. So Jordan, the charity this week is one that you found.
Yes. So this week we're doing God's Pantry. They service a lot of people all over California. They're in Pomona specifically, and they also don't discriminate against anyone based on their sexuality, their gender identity, anything like that. Are all inclusive. I double checked.
My queer ears went up. I was like, God.
I know.
Okay. As a lesbian, someone shared it, and I was like, I'll look into this a little more. And then I looked into it and did a lot of scrolling and did some screen search, homo, whatever, and see what would come up. And
I looked up homo plus God's Pantry.
Well,
I do on every charity.
We have God's Love We Deliver, which is delivers food to HIV positive people, and was started by David Geffen.
Which is nice.
So
sometimes religion can be good.
Can be nice. And we love that God's Pantry is giving people Thanksgiving meals.
Even though Thanksgiving is a truly garbage holiday, it is a time that kind of kicks off a season that a lot of people who struggle financially or are homeless, I imagine, feel very left out. It's something that can be coordinated around family and abundance and having, and everyone should be able to feel happy during the holiday season, regardless of what they're celebrating. So hopefully this will bring some joy to some people, and let's raise some money.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm all about raising money.
Let's do it, guys. Cool. So that's our first little order of business.
That's the biz.
Our second order of biz. Rekha, you're the only person who's watched an episode of Talk Chef before coming on, so this actually won't be a surprise to you. But we give our guests a little quick fire, where we ask them 10 rapid fire questions to complete in 45 seconds, which is the quickest quick fire in all of Top Chef history. And these are not like trivia questions. They're just sort of personal preference, food questions, easy peasy. But what's on the line? If you win this quick fire, you will receive a deed to the Terlato wine vineyard, which is a wine I've only ever heard of on Top Chef. And your own personal suite of broken Kenmore appliances.
Can't wait.
They will not work. Anytime you try to turn them on, it will seem like people have changed the temperature on your oven.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
That always happens, right?
Yeah,
Someone
it's always like, I set my oven to 350. Who put it to 8,000?
Yeah, even in the last season, which was really good. I know we're not going to talk about it, but there was definitely an oven. Something was on steam but not cook.
And we'll say, and this is all we'll say, it may have been clafouti. That's all I'll say. You'll never know anything else unless you watch season 17 of Top Chef.
I do imagine that there's an intern that just runs around the kitchen while everyone's cooking, just turning knobs.
Like a little elf.
They need drama. They need drama.
They need drama.
I think I told you guys this in one episode. Rekha, I'm sure I told you this many times. We've just met today, but I told you a million times.
So many times.
Yeah. Someone in college I knew was a PA on a popular reality dating show on VH1. And their job was to literally be like, hey, to like a woman, like that woman said this about you. And like, hey, that woman said this about you. Okay, and action. And then they would roll on them reacting. I was like, wow.
Yeah. That, and they also like to, a lot of these shows, I won't say specifically about Top Chef, they just like to get people drunk.
Totally.
Like a main strategy is like, let's keep you away from anyone you know and sequester you and then just ply you with liquor and see what happens.
Okay, are you
I mean, I feel like
about
that's
The Bachelor?
No, I think that's true for a lot of these shows, right?
Yes,
like
I think that's Bravo's entire like television plan.
I think that's in their Bible.
Yeah, it's like they love to get like Real Housewives. All those women are just drunk all the time.
Same, yeah. And then I watched the boat ones.
Oh, Below Deck.
Yes. I can't do the Housewives. I'm not into it.
Okay.
Go.
Let me just say, this is a different podcast. I know this isn't a Real Housewives podcast, and I'm not that into it either. But someone was like, "You have to watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It is absolutely unhinged." They are Mormon, but there is one girl who is Pentecostal who has married her step grandfather after her grandmother passed away. And then someone sent it to me on like Reddit. People are alleging that it's not a church, it's a cult, it's like a whole thing. And I've never been into the Housewives, but now if you're looking to waste some time, may I recommend
I guess
the Reddit of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
I guess that sounds pretty disgusting. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
I don't know. Think about it.
Got a few days off coming up.
Yeah. What else are you doing, Rekha?
Right. Truly nothing.
Either one of you?
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, you got to specify now. This is the only time this will ever happen.
And I can't just say my friend Rekha because now you're both my friends. So it's stressful.
Yay.
So Rekha, are you ready for this little quick fire?
No, but let's do it.
Okay. We're going to get 45 seconds on the clock, starting from when Jordan finishes asking question 1.
Okay, go.
We give you enough money for 3 different vending machine snacks. What are they?
Cadbury chocolate, Hibiki whiskey, and Indian burfi, which is an Indian sweet.
Yes. Okay. Is there a difference between not caring and acting like you don't care?
Yes.
Is Mikey a joke?
Yes.
Amuse-bouche or appetizer?
Appetizer.
What is your favorite classic appetizer?
Classic appetizer. Calamari. Fried calamari.
Perfect. Dessert amuse-bouche, hot or not?
Dessert amuse-bouche. Not amuse-bouche. We don't have an amuse-bouche.
Your time is unfortunately up, but honestly, you know what? We'll give you a 77-gallon bottle of Terlato wine. Just that's the smallest size they have. We're sorry.
Price they sell for whatever reason. It's like garbage.
It costs 14 cents, but we'll give you that.
Sorry, I got thrown off by the amuse-bouche dessert. I didn't even know that was a thing.
No, because on this episode they kind of do make an amuse-bouche.
Oh well, they make them too sweet, so they're like, this is kind of like a dessert. They don't.
And then everybody gets mad. But then this is jumping ahead a little bit, but it really sparked. I even posted about it on our Instagram story. I asked what people preferred, an appetizer or amuse-bouche, because the amuse-bouche concept really like sparked a conversation with my roommate. He was like, oh, why can't it be dessert? And I was like, honestly, I don't have an answer for you. I guess it
can't
could be
dessert because it's supposed to open your palate for the rest of the meal. It's a surprise from the chef that's supposed to just pop in your mouth while you're waiting. It's like in between appetizer and main course. It's just a little gift from the chef, a little taste. So the idea is like where it is in the meal.
What if it was that served right before the actual dessert? Is that too crazy? I know it's not traditional, but is it like blasphemy?
It's supposed to wake up your mouth, so you've already eaten the whole meal. I guess it's like the appetizer for the dessert, maybe.
Here's what I'll say. What are the best foods to wake up? Because my mouth always feels awake to me. What are the best things? Because like I feel like whenever I watch Top Chef and someone's like, they're like, she really wanted to start that meal with a bang. It'll be like they had an oysters Rockefeller or something crazy, like whatever, as their like appetizer or their opener, where someone might start out with like the thinnest piece of salmon in the world with one little mint leaf or something. So like
microgreen.
Yeah, exactly. What are the best foods to wake up my mouth? I didn't even know she was sleeping.
Yeah, I think it's citrus, right?
I don't know, something spicy, tangy, like spicy, tangy.
I did, speaking of which, almost order like a pound of bale puri before this podcast began.
Wow. Yeah. That's great. So bale puri, should we describe it for what it is?
It's, oh my God. Okay. It's like umami in a bowl. It's so fucking good.
Yeah. It's puffed rice, crunchy with two different chutneys, onions. Yeah, like onions. The
chutneys are like a tamarind chutney that's really sweet. The other chutney is like a mint and cilantro, or some fucking asshole. Oh my God, I posted something about bale puri the other day, and he's like, you're Indian, call it coriander. And I was like, eat my ass.
You, pardon my French.
And he's like, and if you're Tamilian, call it this. I'm like, listen, I eat my whole fucking ass. Anyway, okay, do I cut that out or do I leave it in? I might leave it in. Anyway, yes. So to me, I do find it interesting because I'm like, bale puri, I'm like all day long, but I'm like, is that something that like blows your palate out before a meal? If I were to get like one little spoonful of that, or does that like wake up your senses?
I think it wakes it up. I would take it. I would take it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm the opposite of whatever a super taster is. Like, I think I'm the opposite of that. I eat
a never taster.
I truly, well, I mean, I eat so much spicy food and like truly spicy food, and grew up doing it to the point where like people at restaurants from other tables used to like come over and say something to my parents, be like, oh, you shouldn't be letting her eat that. Yeah. And so I feel like
Is that the New Orleans in you? Like,
I guess so. I just really like it like like I want to be sweating. I want to be like, when I go to a restaurant, I have to like make direct eye contact with the server and be like, I actually do want it spicy. And I know that like a lot of white people say that and don't mean it.
They don't trust that you really
I know. So I really have to be like, I am like,
well, you should come eat Thai food in Elmhurst, and that'll be the test of.
I would love. I'm very similar to you, Jordan. Like because growing up, when I was like in elementary school, I did not like spicy food. And then something just hit in 6th grade where it's like, I think it was like going to my neighbor's houses and eating like literally for lunch, my one neighbor, bless her, love her, bagels with cream cheese and like a side of strawberries. And then we would always dig into her pantry and eat peppermint patties. To me, that is all the exact same food group, even though I know I listed a bunch of different things. There's like no, if that was like on a lie detector, but for flavor, it's like all here. So I started to really crave spice, and it was just like very normal to like bring tissues to dinner or whatever.
Well, I did not like spice, and I think my spice threshold for a Daisy is not great.
Yeah.
It's gotten better, I think, because I live in Jackson Heights. So it's okay, but the thing about here, so we have a lot of ethnic, we have a lot of not gringo food here. So, and varying degrees of spice. So I think the spiciest is the Thai food, and it's different regions of Thailand and Southeast Asian food. That food is just, the problem with the neighborhood is like, you can't say make it mild. It's off or on. They don't know how to do a little. They either make it bland or they kill you.
Yeah.
So like,
I love that. I have a death wish. Yeah.
Well, it's a death wish. Yeah. It's really, it's intense. So when we were kids, my parents, I don't know, they used to wash the chicken. My mom would make curry chicken.
Yeah.
And then I was like a whiny kid, so it was like spicy. They would just rinse it off.
Like after they've made it.
Yeah, they would often like, you know, I think in a lot of Indian households, you know, or I guess, you know, non-gringo households, they would like, you know, make for the kids, you know, the Indian wedding buffet. Here's the pasta. There's this one pasta dish, like, or noodles or something. Yeah, so wash the chicken. This
is my two mini stories. One, when I ate chicken, I became vegetarian when I was 11. Mm-hmm. We only ever ate meat like once a month, but my dad would make a chicken curry and he would put, you know, like big giant like spices like whole in it, like, you know, whatever. And I would always be like, Dad, please don't put them in there. I bite into it and my whole mouth explodes.
Oh, that's the worst.
And he'd always go, okay. And then
he'd lie.
Of course he lied every fucking time.
Like you get a little bite of ginger.
I'd always be like, oh my God, Pati, please don't, please cut it up. Okay.
Wow.
And the other tiny story I have is that I didn't like spicy food so much that, Jordan, this is I know this has disgusted you when I've told you this in the past. Literally with like dosa or rice, my grandma would give it to me with like sugar. And I'm like, this is barely a meal, but it's chakra pongo. It's so good.
Yogurt is our friend. Like if it's too spicy, like put yogurt on it, put yogurt on it.
See, I didn't grow up liking like tayo sadam in Tamil with yogurt rice. That was always something you ate when you were 6. I was like, please don't give me that.
Yeah, we have a version of that. We have khichdi, which is rice with dal, lentils. I love it, actually. I love eating that.
Now I'm more into it, but at the time, and I remember I see people put salt on it. I'm like, why are you putting salt on something that's fucking sour? I'm so confused. Now I get it. But
I think our tastes change as we age too. What we think, you know.
From candy to curry.
Is that your memoir?
That's my memoir. Yeah. Hi, I'm Candy to Curry by Rekha Shankar. Okay, so this quickfire, hopping back into this, is to make an amuse-bouche out of items in 3 separate vending machines. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I don't mind these kind of challenges. Jordan and I sometimes assess like, oh, is this quickfire inspired creativity? Is it kind of boring? I liked it. I do think one of the vending machines was like way too nice.
Yes. Yeah. The one that was like the food one with like a hard-boiled egg, like that's not a curveball.
Yeah, I was like, okay, there's like stuff that's already, there's like vegetables in there.
Yeah, there's like an apple in it. I'm like, this is like, I know that there are some places, like I know Amsterdam or like places in Japan will have very like nice vending machines. And I'm like, okay, if that's what the challenge is, that's what the challenge is. We got a fancy vending machine. But that's not what the challenge is.
I want an NYU vending machine.
Yeah.
There's a Snickers bar, there's the old grandma's honey buns, there's Pop-Tarts. Like that's what's in it.
The chocolate Pop-Tarts that nobody wants to eat.
Okay.
I like the
I actually used to love the s'mores ones, which is fucked up of me.
Yeah, that's sick of you, Rekha.
Which is fine. I feel like that's something you would like, Jordan, and that I normally wouldn't like.
Listen, I don't like Pop-Tarts. I think they're essentially garbage. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And
Wait, I gave you a Pop-Tart the other day.
No, Rekha, Rekha, shut the fuck up. You gave me an artisanal vegan pastry that they called they're like a homemade Pop-Tart, and it was delicious and I loved it and I love you.
There's either a Pop-Tart or not a Pop-Tart. I don't think there's a homemade Pop-Tart.
It's crazy for Rekha to say that. They'll call it a Pop-Tart, but I just have to be clear. Rekha bought me a beautiful dessert and not a Pop-Tart because she cares about me. And that's very sweet and I love that. But a Pop-Tart is just it's not that, it's every time I eat it, it's not as good as I want it to be. And it's so disappointing. And especially when you could level up so easily and just do a toaster strudel, which is.
I love strawberry Pop-Tarts, but without the frosting.
Okay, that's
not into the frosting.
I think there's too much of it.
I think it's too much. It's too sweet. But a Pop-Tart is a very good snack. It's a very good late night snack.
I found it to be the closest thing to a meal in a vending machine. When I would be up late editing and I went to a vending machine, I was like, this is like a sandwich.
Yeah, it's I love bread and butter and toast and jam and it's it's already done for me.
Exactly.
And they started doing Smucker's strawberries, so I'm good.
Oh yeah, little Uncrustables. Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm outnumbered once again. I feel like the guest always agrees with Rekha about what the food is, and I'm the odd man out.
There's two of us now. So.
I know. I'm I don't think I have very controversial food opinions, but I do, in case he's watching, my dad's favorite snack is 2 unfrosted strawberry Pop-Tarts that he puts in the toaster oven for a second, get them nice and hot, takes them out, spreads butter on them.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna have to try that, Jordan.
If you put Kerrygold on it.
Yeah, my dad does vegan butter, but it smells good.
I love butter and strawberry jam on toast.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a twist. I actually have some Pop-Tarts. That might be something happening later today.
Okay, that's good. Yeah,
please try. Let us know.
As we said, it's basically dinner.
So the other thing I wasn't clear about, and I remember from watching the early days of Top Chef where these things weren't as spelled out, is what else do they have access to make the
Yes, they didn't mention if they have the
clear about it.
Do they have the pantry? Do they have everything?
I think they've got to have spices at least, or salt and pepper and oil.
Yeah,
at least they don't.
But I felt like some of them had more. They did all.
Yeah,
a lot of them had basil.
That's true. They must have herbs and spices at least. Mm-hmm. At the very least, you're right. Basil and someone. Oh no, the apple was in the vending machine. Oh my God, kill me. Yes. So, for those who don't know, an amuse-bouche is amuse the mouth, I think is what it translates to. It's a little tickle of the senses. Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people are, comfortable with this challenge, but someone like Marcel, who does a lot of molecular gastronomy, is thrown.
Foam man.
This vending
I just remember him from about foam. He was all about the foam.
He loves the foam.
And he really leaned into it.
He indulges to impress himself when he cooks rather than please the guest.
Absolutely.
So they start to make their little dishes. And go ahead. Sorry, Jordan.
No, I was going to say, I wrote them all down.
Oh, yeah.
And we can go through, give them a little thumbs up, thumbs down for each one of them. In terms of would you want to eat this thing?
Yeah.
So we had Frank. Shocked he's still on the show, but he's here, and he made a ham and Swiss quiche with pesto and some kind of mint drink.
I would have that.
I would have it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Okay, Betty made a dish that I truly was so confused by. I believe it said she made a fromage basil chiffonade.
What the?
What that's so funny. That's like when you think you sound fancy because I'm like cheese basil cut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't chiffonade just how you cut something?
Yeah.
I think she in fact made an omelet with basil chiffonade on top of it, is what it looked like.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say no because the name is too confusing.
If you were to see it on a menu, I mean, yeah, I'm not ordering cheese basil chopped up. I bet it tastes fine.
I think it tastes good, so I'd eat it. But
okay. Sam made an elevated potato salad.
I would eat the potato salad.
Potato salad.
potatoes, yeah.
Okay. And he's a little haughty. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, we have Elia. Ellie made a chicken salad tostada on a Dorito.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Absolutely. We've got to be utilizing Doritos.
I thought that was smart.
Yeah. It is. I did find it very funny in the lower third that they called Doritos a crispy chip. I was like, shut up.
Truly wild. Okay, so then, well, I'll backtrack to this. Okay, so Cliff made a curried banana pudding. Yeah.
Listen, I'll eat a banana no matter what stage it's in. I famously eat bananas that are like way too fucking old.
Okay, Rekha will Instagram pictures of bananas that she like opens to eat, and they look like they've been in her freezer for 8,000 years.
I feel like I've been attacked by frozen bananas from the freezer because we buy too many and then we don't eat them enough. And then they're going to either go in this imaginary banana bread that's not going to get made, or they're going to make it to the compost.
Okay.
But either way, they're in the freezer, and then when you open them, they literally attack you.
Yes, these spill out of their peels. I'm looking for the picture of the one Jordan likes.
It's the most upsetting picture. Like, I'm not grossed out easily. I saw this picture and I was like, you should consider taking this down. It's truly disgusting in a way that like I thought about reporting it to Instagram. I was like, this is
Instagram. This is not.
I'll find it. We don't have to stop.
You have, even if we don't.
This is not the one she means, but this is one of them.
Okay. I don't even know what that is. That looks like an octopus or something.
It's not okay.
You know what? Bananas are very useful because to psych myself out in the morning, I wake up hungry every day.
Yes.
I wake up wanting to eat like I just want to eat when I wake up. And because I wake up hungry, then I want to eat. And then when I eat, then I don't want to work out.
Yeah.
It's like a problem. So then I have this mantra that I try to stick by, which is banana bike breakfast. I'm like, if I can just eat a banana, then I can eat a little bit enough. I have a stationary bike, and then I can do the bike, and then I can eat whatever I want.
Okay, but Rekha, would this be the banana that you, oh my God, it was black. Would this be the banana you ate?
I would not eat that banana.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't even know bananas could like go in fetal position like that. Like, what is that?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Okay. So I would eat that. I would eat Cliff's dish.
Okay. Yes, I would eat Cliff's dish. Yeah, I would not eat Rekha's banana.
Eat my banana.
Okay. Marisa made a tropical salad. Just like a little fruit salad. Sure, why not? I don't care.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah. Phoning it in, I feel, but
yes.
God bless.
Anytime you do salad on Top Chef, you're being lazy.
Yes. I agree. Carlos did a mini sunflower seed loaf with squirt.
With squirt?
With the soda squirt.
Listen,
That's right.
I will say this was one of the wettest things I've ever seen, and it's very apt that it was made with squirt. I would try it.
I love it. I love wet food. You know that. I love wet food, and I love soda.
Yeah.
I love soda.
And the idea, I've thought about doing a cooking show where I take recipes but replace all the other liquids in them with soda, or like all the water in them with soda.
What kind of soda do you like?
So my favorites are Dr. Pepper is the top tier. Barks root beer is up there. Original Coke. I also like IBC root beer. My favorite is New Orleans. It's a beer company called Abita that's out of Louisiana. They make a root beer that I really like.
I love Coca-Cola, original Coke only, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
And Mexican Coke, which is basically no fructose, real sugar.
Okay, can I say a controversial statement?
Yes.
I think that the American chemical Coke tastes better, and I like that it gives me the feeling like I have little socks on all my teeth. It gives you that like fuzzy.
I think it has to be very cold and very carbonated.
Absolutely.
So I don't usually like fountain soda because it's diluted and it's often that they don't change the gas tank enough, so it's not as carbonated. But I love a super cold Coca-Cola.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, delicious.
I like it too much. It's a problem.
Yeah. For my birthday this year, because it was right at the start of quarantine, people were just sending me liter bottles of soda for my birthday. And it was very funny at first. And then I was like, probably a week later, I was like, I'm going to die because I have fully replaced water with, like, I would get up in the morning and drink soda instead of water.
I don't let myself buy soda because I will drink it.
Yeah.
And
It's too
but
dangerous.
now it's greatest now because they're selling the little ones.
Yeah.
The little guys. And I don't like to buy 2 liters because they lose their carbonation too fast. I only like them individually. But yeah, I'll only buy it if it's like takeout and I'll order a can and I'll order 2 so I can have another one. But
Ooh, secret.
Little secret.
I love
little tricks to yourself.
Okay, Mia made a Twinkie with a charred banana.
I mean, I would eat that. It's not a amuse-bouche according to their definition.
It's not really. I'm not into the charred banana. Sorry.
Okay. Even my
wow. No, Rekha.
Huh? Even my charred banana. Okay.
Rekha, that's a banana.
Bananas.
Yeah, that's not bananas. Rekha, not even a mother could love that banana. Okay. Okay. Marcel made pork cracklins with a duo of pork cracklins, one with lemon meringue pie filling and one with rice pudding, and then a lemon soda.
This is where I'm like, you must have a lot of extra ingredients because there's no way you whip that up out of the vending machine.
Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, that sounds like something I've never tried before. I would try that, but I'm like, that just sounds like, I don't know, that sounds gross.
I love rice pudding and I like lemon, so I would try that.
And you'd put it in a pork rind? Okay. Or pork crackle.
And I love pork, so
there you go.
It's a little weird, but I would try it.
Okay. I'm probably biased because I don't like Marcel, but I'm like that. To me, it just seems, I don't know. As I'm talking about it, it's all things I like. I'm like, to me, it just sounds like wet on wet, which I do love. But you know, no, not today, Marcel. Okay. And then Alon made a deviled egg with deep fried salami on top.
That to me was actually the best thing that I saw.
Yes.
I think it looked the best for sure.
And one where they breezed by it, but Josie made, and I chose not to rewind because I wanted to just take it as what I saw. I know this is what the lower third said. It's a deconstructed chicken salad and shortbread puree.
No.
Now
they breezed by it so quickly that I had to text Rekha and say, when you watch the episode, write down what Josie made because I missed it. That's how quickly they breezed by it because it sounds terrible. And then what?
A deconstructed chicken salad, and it was 2 things.
No.
So deconstructed chicken salad. Okay, so that's.
What does that mean? Does that mean the mayo is on the side? Like
I don't know what that means. Yeah, I feel like one of those types of salad is something you don't want deconstructed. And then
I like shortbread, but to puree just sounds.
Part of the point is the texture.
That sounds gross.
A little Walker's little cookie that just melts in your mouth.
Walker's cookies.
Yo, listen.
They're like little bricks of butter.
It's so good, and I can't believe sometimes they're like free on an airplane or something. Crazy to me. That's where I've had them.
What's an airplane? I don't know. I've heard about these things.
Yeah. Right? What are we talking about? So on the bottom of the Quickfire is Mike.
Oh, sorry. We haven't even talked about Mikey's dish yet.
Oh my God, sorry.
That's
Mikey-
gotta be historically worst thing ever made on Top Chef, hands down.
Yes, I think this is probably one of the worst things that's ever been made on Top Chef. It is, he takes a Snickers bar and he, what seems like
the
melted
Cheeto in it.
guns, and then he rolls it into a ball and sticks a Cheeto into it. Susan Goyan is mad.
I remember watching that show. That's what I remember when I started watching this episode. I was like, oh, this is the one where the guy does the thing. And I was like, oh yeah, he does do the thing.
That's one of those things, like I've read a lot of like interviews with like Padma and Tom and stuff. And, you know, they talk about how cool the job is, but they're like, we do have to eat everything. Like that is your job.
Yeah, she does. She eats everything.
And that's one of
She's
those.
the only one that actually eats everything.
Because she does the quickfire and the elimination.
She does all of it. She's at everything.
Oh, that's true. I've literally never thought about that.
That's one of those things where, because I think Tom has been like, I lose weight on the show. And it's like, not that weight matters, as we'll get to in this episode, but just like, yeah.
Well, Tom got fat. Who would care? It's
Literally.
like, it's sexism right here, you know?
Yes. But like, this is one of those things where I'm like, I don't think I would want to eat that out of a little bit of spite of like, hey, dude, you're trying, this is like a huge middle finger to the challenge. And this looks like it tastes like shit.
It was actually, and the judge was really pissed at him.
Oh yeah, Susan was mad. And I think that's fair. And yeah, I'm also just like,
I just think about, like, I just wonder, like, I was trying to be a little generous. I was like, what's going on for him? I mean, this is like a competition show. We also have to put it in context. It's only the second season, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's just give Top Chef credit. Top Chef Quickfire is Chopped is basically Quickfire. As a show.
Yes.
That's all it is, right?
Yes.
So Top Chef was like groundbreaking because no one had done a food show like that before, ever. And I don't know, like maybe Mikey, he just can't do the competition thing, so he shut down, and then there was nothing left for him in the vending machine. But and then in that episode they go, well, actually he went to culinary school. I'm like, dude, you went to culinary school and this is what you came up with? I don't know.
There's stuff, people definitely fall flat on their face on this show.
Absolutely.
Tons of times, especially during like like these kind of unconventional ingredients challenges. But like
these people, they're not familiar with, they don't know how to do it.
Exactly. So they'll try, and you can just always tell when someone has like at least tried or tasted it themselves.
Yes.
You know, I'm like, Mikey, you wouldn't fucking eat that unless you were high. Like,
totally.
And not to discount high food, but like,
I mean, if you're gonna make high food, then make it right.
Yeah.
Because that didn't taste good. No work went into that. I also do want to say at the beginning of this episode, this is wild that I'm bringing this up. At the beginning of this episode, okay, I have to backtrack even further. In the first episode, does Mikey come on the show with a pair of underwear his wife gave him, or am I making that up?
No, I think that's true.
Okay, so then,
because they alluded to that. I think that was in the recap.
Yes, and then this week he's like, it's been really hard. I really miss my wife. I need a new pair of panties.
He says
that. That's why he said. I honestly wrote that down. I was like,
yeah. So we're watching it, and I'm like, what is that about? And my roommate was like, what is that? Does that mean like, oh, I need my big girl pants on or whatever? Like when people say like corny stuff like that, we're like, is that what it is? But I vaguely remember that I think his wife gives him a pair of what I think is supposed to be her dirty underwear to bring on the show.
Wow. Here's my dumbass. I thought it was like, wow. I literally thought she just like bought him a pair of underwear. Like a fucking MeUndies.com.
She has some cute little MeUndies. He's like, oh, I wish my wife would buy me some more underwear with llama.
Is he such a man baby?
Yes.
That's like, hey, Mikey, all your fucking underwear's got big holes and piss stains in it. Let me buy you a pair of MeUndies in 2006. Wow.
but I think that's what it is. It makes me feel better that you, Rika, remember that kind of, because I'm like,
I kind of
I
remember
totally
because in
make
the
that up?
opening you see him sniffing something.
There we go.
see it.
Okay. Yeah.
You see it. I'm pretty sure you
On
do.
camera.
On
Okay.
camera. 2007 was a different time.
Yeah, it was
Ugh.
crazy times.
Wow.
But so
okay.
that's what I say. I'm like, I don't need to be in defense of Mikey's out here sniffing his wife's underwear on national TV. I don't need to defend this man. I'm like, I can't.
What was really funny, I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, but when they do the main challenge and they think to put, Tom's like, whose idea was it to put him in front? That was the best. Like, why would you put this guy up front?
Well, it's like a lot of wishful thinking, right? It's like you kind of act like a
kid
of a person. Why don't you? That's like a kid, right? No, that's not necessarily like a kid. He's still got to have fun and energy, to present these new kids.
I feel like children hate that man.
Yes. So just a quick recap. On the bottom of the quickfire was Mikey and Mia. Mia, because she didn't quite meet what the challenge was. Mikey, because he smushed up Snickers in his hand and stuck a Cheeto in it. And then on top was Elon, Frank, and Carlos. And then Carlos, with his little wet seed loaf, is the winner, his squirt loaf. Elimination challenge, diving in. They split up into 4 teams, and they are supposed to design a dish that is, or a meal that is an entree, a side dish, and a dessert that is all under 500 calories for kids at a fitness camp called Camp Glucose, which is a weight loss camp. And nutritionists come and evaluate their ideas that they're making like pretty rigorously and have to sign off on the menu is like the whole kind of crux of the challenge.
Why are they calling it Camp Glucose? That seems so cruel. First of all, it doesn't sound fun at all. Yeah. Make it sound fun. These kids already don't want to be there. Second of all, you calling it Camp Sugar? Yeah. All these kids are like, oh, you need to lose weight, come to Camp Sugar? That sucks.
Camp chemical name for sugar? That's
yeah. That's why to me, that sounds like a bad name for a diabetic kids camp. That's like, hey, we make meals specific to your needs. And even then, that's a terrible name, but at least that like is just some sort of connection. This is just like, yeah, that's super weird. Camp Vegetable.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, let the kids have some fun.
Yes. So this challenge is like kind of an outdated, like whatever challenge.
Yeah.
I also found 500 calories. I mean, I know they're kids, so like they don't eat necessarily as much as me. I'm like, 500 calories is fucking nothing for an entree, a side dish, and a dessert.
It's a lot. It's hard. That's tough.
Really hard. I mean, maybe I just.
Yeah. I also feel like these kids, as you said, this is an outdated challenge, but it's like these kids range in age. So a kid and like size also, like some of these littler kids, it's like they're not going to need to eat as much as some of these kids that are like 16, 17.
Oh my God.
It's just like, it's not the same. And also this challenge really irritated me because nothing about this challenge I felt was nutrition based.
I agree. It's calorie based.
Intake. And then like Betty makes this cookie that's like sugar and egg whites. And I'm like, okay, that might be like low in calories, but that's just sugar versus like, yeah, it's just like, and like something with real fruit might have more calories in it, but that also has nutrition. It was stupid to me.
This is a diatribe, but like as someone who eats mostly vegan now and like eats vegetarian, like people slap the word healthy on everything. And I'm like, listen, I love to try to eat healthy, but like just because it's vegan doesn't mean it's healthy. I could eat onion rings every fucking day and I'm vegan. And people will slap that on like baked goods all the time. Healthy chocolate peanut butter bombs. I'm like, it doesn't got to be healthy. You just call it a chocolate peanut butter bomb. Yeah. Or whatever the fuck it is. And like it just because again, that's such a huge, stupid, dangerous misnomer.
It's also like if you're gonna cut calories, you don't need to have appetizer thing and dessert. You need to have one thing that's filling.
Yeah, or like
I mean, I've done it. I have had different moments where I've like really been minding my calories.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
It's so hard.
And the way I do the sweet part is just a bite, a really delicious bite of something like a chocolate.
Well, that's the thing too, because it's like there's like two extremes, right? There's like the extreme that's like pizza and cake, but it's under 500 calories. It's just smaller portions. It's like, okay.
It's like really thin sliced pepperoni.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like, okay, well, to me, that's not healthy. That's like a bunch of like the same ingredients that are bad for you necessarily, whatever. And then there's like the ultra healthy, but tastes like shit. And honestly, I'm like, this is where I come in. I'm like, vegetables are allowed to taste good. You can make a fucking vegetable curry taste good.
The other thing about vegetables is you can have a lot of vegetables and not a lot of calories.
And I do.
So you could eat a pound of broccoli and that ain't but like
you're gonna fart your fucking brain out your ears, but you're gonna be full. And
Rekha always says that.
And that's what I say, and that's my mantra. It drives me crazy because people like don't use vegetables in this kind of stuff, and they're like, it's healthy. I'm like, that's still fucking pizza. Whatever, it's low calorie. Anyway, kill me. So the dishes that they made.
Oh yes.
Sausage pizza, sausage pizza, a berry melon skewer, and a chocolate cookie topped with peanut butter and bananas, and a berry lemonade. That was Betty, Marcel, and Frank.
I cannot believe that was under 500 calories.
So
well, we know it wasn't because.
But even just the sausage pizza, right? I was like, that to me alone. I mean, it's probably a small pizza. Which means it's not filling, is probably like 350 or some shit. And then like fruit has like, whatever the fuck, no calories. But then the cookie, I'm like, cookie. I mean, I eat a lot of cookies. They definitely have calories. And when she made it with Splenda, I guess it was still under.
The egg whites don't have a lot of calories. So it's like a cloud cookie.
Yes, exactly.
So that's definitely a cheat because in paleo and other ways to cheat I've done like ways to cut out gluten.
Yes.
It's a trick.
Totally.
It doesn't have a lot of calories, but we all know what she did.
So and she knows what she did too. So
and we'll get to that because she knows.
So just so you know, as a little teaser, as an amuse-bouche, shall we say, Betty uses Splenda and egg whites to make her meringues. And
Splenda is so disgusting.
Splenda, I would rather have no sugar in something. I think Splenda tastes like shit.
Yeah. I've never met a sugar substitute I like.
Yeah. But Marisa, who's a pastry chef, points out, baking is really chemistry based. You can't just mix you can't just mix Splenda and egg whites and expect it to react like sugar and egg whites.
Because they're different.
Because Betty's cookies kind of spread a lot. And we'll get to that in a moment. The other teams we have the team Elon, Josie, and Elia. They make a lasagna, a chicken parmesan, and a berry cheesecake.
See, that looks good on paper.
That sounds
great.
Their
dish looked bad. Their lasagna looked like a meatloaf.
Their lasagna looked weird. It reminded me of a lasagna someone makes in season 17 that is like, I guess, interesting because it's a cross section, but it's like a little weird looking. And I'll also say, maybe as someone who Italian food is not my favorite cuisine, lasagna with a side of chicken parmesan sounds like, whoa.
I love Italian food.
Yes.
Okay. It's one of my favorite cuisines.
Yes.
And I've eaten my share of lasagna. I find lasagna to be overwhelming.
Whoa.
Okay.
It's just too many things.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about lasagna with a side of chicken? I don't even know which one's I guess the chicken parmesan is the side dish.
I mean, a good lasagna is a good lasagna.
Yeah.
My sister just made an Indian lasagna.
Tell us more.
It was great. She basically, she used the same cheese, the lasagna, like the wide noodles, but then the vegetables had Indian flavoring in it, and it was really good.
That's some stuff. That's some shit my mom would do.
I love that.
Yeah, to me this sounded great. It just didn't sound like one of those was a side dish, but
I agree.
I would eat the shit out of that cheesecake.
Yeah.
Then Team Mike, Mia, and Marisa made turkey meatballs. Sorry, was this Sam's team?
This was Sam's team.
Sam's team.
The bad smoothie.
Yeah, Sam.
The kids were really good when they were critiquing the smoothie.
Oh yes,
they were like.
Team Sam, Cliff, and Carlos made turkey meatballs, corn on the cob, and a fruit smoothie with chocolate graham cracker crumbs on top.
only after they were told this doesn't taste sweet did they throw the crumbs. The crumbs was the last minute.
I'm sure it was. So when, if you were to just read me that menu, I'm like, sure. When I saw the B-roll of them putting that turkey meatball on the skewer, it looked like putting a pencil into an apple. It was so, like, the turkey meatball had no give. It was just like completely dense. And I feel like maybe I just imagined something. But in the judges table, they do say, that turkey meatball was like a rock. I was like, the B-roll don't lie. Okay.
It seems
Turkey has no flavor.
Yeah, it's a lean meat.
I've made turkey meatballs. You just need to put a lot of stuff in it to make it taste good.
Yes.
You need a binder. You need like seasoning, Parmesan.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the challenge of the challenge was making it healthy.
Yes.
But then I don't know how much they realized they had to sell it to the kids.
No, absolutely
like,
not.
I think whoever thought of the pizza, that was a good idea because pizza.
Yes. Yes. I agree. I do think it sometimes on the show, it is like people have never met or been a kid because they're like, kids like pizza.
They were not kids. They grew up, they were just born into chefs.
Yeah, we were like, okay, what if we do a foie gras tartine and someone has to be like, what are you talking about?
And then an aperitif of cognac.
Yeah, it's like, and I don't necessarily believe in like cooking down to children. Like, I think that we've also seen a lot of people be really condescending about that in seasons where they're like, oh, a kid, I don't know, I'll make them like a noodle or whatever. And I think that's also annoying. Like growing up, I always ate what my parents ate. That was like how I went down to my house. And I think it's good because I tried a lot of things that I probably wouldn't try if I had just been exposed to like the kids menu. But at the same time, it's like, if part of the challenge is selling the menu, like, what are you on a hot day at a camp? I don't want to eat a foie gras tartine with a side of cognac. You know what I mean? It's like even just the setting, it seems in a
bourbon at least.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, so they're just bad at
that. The last meal that was made was Mike, Mia, and Marisa, and it was chicken on a stick with barbecue sauce. So like a skewer, coleslaw, and a chocolate fudge cake with strawberries.
So that sounds really good on paper, but they didn't execute.
They didn't execute.
The cake, I'm upset we didn't talk more about the cake because the cake looked delicious.
I'm not a big chocolate person, and I was like, I would totally, if I was a kid, I would totally pick based on what the dessert was.
Yeah, of course.
Like
that cake did look good.
It looked really good for a calorie challenge too. And I fucking loved barbecue chicken when I ate meat, man. So it's a bummer that this meal didn't really work out. Yeah, as you said, Rekha, like they really did not like the smoothies. There were a lot of things said about that it tasted like juice. It wasn't thick. I do think it's so perplexing to me that grapes and cantaloupe were the two fruits listed. Never in my wildest dreams.
Why would you do that to anyone or yourself?
I put either of those. Now listen, I'm telling you right now what I'm putting in a smoothie, and she's it. Okay, you see I have low battery.
It's trying to censor you, Rekha. Don't show us that banana again.
Phone is protesting against that.
No, I'm putting a banana in a smoothie, and I know bananas have a lot of calories, so it's like not the main part of the smoothie, but like, why are you picking all the like most watery fruits?
A grape in a smoothie
sounds like weird.
I once had sliced grape in like granola, and I remember being like, whoa, is this gonna taste like shit? And it was very good. And I will argue it's because it wasn't in another thing that was wet.
You know what I'll say, Rekha? I'll even take it one step further. I've had a grape in a gazpacho.
Oh, I love grape in a gazpacho.
You know, like a grape in a white gazpacho?
Because it adds texture.
And it was good.
A grape is watery.
What I really don't like is people put grapes in chicken salad sometimes.
Yes, they do. And they do it on Top Chef as well in season.
I like it. Oh, I'm sorry. I like it. If it's fresh.
I don't like it.
Okay.
I like a very traditional celery.
Okay.
Mayo chicken salad.
So no raisins, no dried
No.
I do think people put raisins in a lot of places they don't belong.
I agree.
I like I can do the craisin.
Okay.
Or the cranberry. I just don't. The raisin becomes too sweet.
So no, any grape in any form.
Just raw with cheese.
Yeah. Okay.
On a charcuterie, like a wine and cheese thing.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, perfect. So here's where
Pretentious art openings. That's where they belong.
yes, an art opening. So these are the menus that the chefs establish with the nutritionist, and they clock in. Everyone's clocked in under 500 calories, which is pretty incredible. So the challenge is the next day they have to make those same approved meals for the kids. Here's where trouble starts, because people got squeeze bottles of olive.
These bottles on the line. Oil.
And I feel like they didn't even really show that. They talked about
it. Yeah, that was interesting, because usually they'll you'll see something, and then when they're at the judges table, they're like, whatever, that happened, and you don't see it here.
This is season 2. Maybe they didn't have. Maybe it had 2 camera people instead of 3. They didn't get what they needed.
It's before the Emmy.
Yeah,
it's pre-Emmy. We do know that. Then we also get this drama where Betty remakes her meringues.
Oh, this was a different
recipe, and she used
that kind of saved everybody in a weird way.
Yes, did. She used 2 tablespoons of regular sugar and just made the cookies smaller because, and I've seen this episode now like 3 or 4 times. I think the first couple times I watched it, I was like, Betty, that's not the challenge. Come on. And now I'm like, I do think she purposely misread the rules to like her own thing. I am kind of like, she's probably right. Maybe it clocked in under, but it's not fair that nobody else did that.
They clocked in significantly under.
Yes.
They were under the most, I think.
They were under one of the, a lot of people. Elon's team was 398, which was,
okay. They were low.
So but they were low. They were 440.
They were low. I don't know. I think if you're with the nutritionist all day, that's like, maybe, if you want to give her the benefit of the doubt, the nutritionist is there to guide you on what the calories are. And if you have an understanding and you deliver it within the calorie limit, is that still okay?
No, Betty is not a nutritionist.
Yes, I do think she's playing fast and loose, and she's kind of just guessing.
Yes, I think she is totally guessing. I also think the way that, I'm looking up calories in sugar compared to Splenda because I want to know. I think that Betty is intentionally, I don't think she was like, I'm going to lie. But I think she was. And I think, because then when they're all in the room and like, everyone's like, well, do you think somebody cheated? Do you think somebody did that? And instead of like, when they're like, oh, well, did anyone change their menu? Instead of Betty being like, oh yeah, well, I did because the blah, 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 but that's allowed. She was like, waited for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then it got brought up. And then she was like, listen. And then she like immediately starts crying. Yes. And I'm like, I don't think so.
Preemptive tears.
Yes. I think she knew that it could have been wrong and did it anyway because she was like, well, I don't know.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission.
Exactly.
I don't like that.
Exactly. I didn't like those cookies look kind of gross anyway.
Yes, that would not have been what I chose. Also, to now know that those cookies, as a meringue, because they weren't even meringues when she finally made them, were they?
I don't know, man. They just did not look appetizing.
Yeah.
They look
just
like
she let them sit overnight, which like she didn't do if she remade them.
You have to dry it out if it's a meringue. Whatever. Anyway, that causes all this drama. They decide that Frank is the winner. Frank being on Marcel and Betty's team for having the joie de vivre to think of making pizza for kids.
Which is like, I don't know, like that's a lot of credit for not like
I when they're like, how did you think of that? It's like, yeah, I make Italian food. How did you think of that?
Pizza, that's so groundbreaking.
I would be like, pizza, hot dogs, chicken nuggets. Yeah. Like
also, it seemed like Betty thought of it, at least in the cut that they did.
I thought too. Okay, that's kind of funny because
you are right. That is weird because he was like, it was my idea. You're right.
Yeah, but in the cut of it earlier,
it
Betty
doesn't
very
like
specifically,
Betty saying
like,
no.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
we have to do something like pizza. We got to do
because
something
Marcel wanted to make
maybe
something.
he came up with the actual like composition, but she
Yes.
did say that.
Yes, you're right. Because Marcel said the thing of like, what if we do asparagus wrapped prosciutto? And
Oh my God. He's like, yeah, with a faux gras. I can't even say
foie gras and
gras.
cognac.
Flambe
Yes. So Frank wins.
with fresh roe garnish.
Yeah.
Yes. Nobody is eliminated in this episode. Wow.
Great.
Yeah, this season continues. It's a bummer. I don't want to discourage anyone from watching the season. I do think you should watch it to just see what early Bravo reality was like, to see what early cooking shows were like, to see what early Top Chef is like, because it is no longer like this.
No, it's not.
I think we say this every episode, but Padma Lakshmi changed the fucking game in this show. I think she made it severely cooler.
Hotter, more interesting.
Yes. And I think this is just the start. And like from like season 3, 4 onward, we are off to the goddamn races on this show. So it's a little slog till you get there. But this season just like is so dramatic and like weird to me.
Well, the tension between Betty and Marcel is
I can't.
epic. But it's also like, I don't know.
Yeah, I really want to know. I'm like, we got to get Betty on the show because I want to know what happened behind the scenes. Because there are times when she like goes off on him.
He calls him an egotistical bastard. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it reminds me of the
There's
season.
Other times when they're like okay with each other.
Yeah, he kisses him on the cheek.
What happened?
He kisses him on the cheek. That's right.
Of Robin in Top Chef Las Vegas.
Yes.
Where everybody like hates this older woman with cancer so much.
They bully the fucking shit out of her.
It's so weird. And Marcel is annoying, but Betty seems nice and Betty is like an adult. It seems weird to pop off that hard on someone for just being annoying. So I'm like, did something happen behind the scenes to really like irritate the situation? I gotta know more.
Yeah, it's their job to show us if they're being annoying around behind the scenes, or you can't show us people being mad at them. Sorry. Yes. Wow. Any other lingering thoughts from this episode?
Lingering thoughts. Not really. It was unfortunate that the challenge did not produce really good food.
Yeah.
But now there's an opportunity, because what we do every week is we take the winner of the actual Top Chef challenge and we ask you what you would have made for this Top Chef challenge. And then we put them head to head in our Instagram story. So you have a chance now to tell us what you would have done. You have to make a snack, a dessert, or like a side, an entree, and a dessert that's healthy for kids. Obviously, you don't know 500 calories. We'll 500 calories, but what you think of as healthy.
Well, if you give me 5,000 calories, I could go.
Yeah, perfect.
I think I would go with a chicken nugget. Because I think chicken nuggets, people like what's on a kid's menu, not to belittle them. I would try to do like a side. I would do maybe a baked sweet potato fry or something like that.
Yum.
And for dessert, I don't know. Not good at making desserts, but I would try to do something chocolate based, maybe chocolate with a little bit of yogurt or something that looks like a fake pudding or something.
Yeah, like a chocolate avocado pudding, chocolate yogurt.
Something like that. Yeah, but I don't know. Avocado could have a lot of calories, but something like that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. See,
yeah. But I don't know, like calorically, like I would just do like chicken nuggets and fries.
Yeah.
And try to like keep the calorie count down.
Yeah.
And yeah, because that wouldn't be a lot of calories. And then try to be careful with the dipping sauce. I mean, it's like an activity, yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Yeah. I'd order that.
I would eat that. Yum.
Or, I don't know, frozen yogurt does not have a lot of calories, right?
Yeah.
And it tastes like ice cream. If you
so like chocolate frozen yogurt?
Yeah, if we could get in the calories.
That would be great. It's a hot summer camp.
Yeah, and you can even put berries on it because that's also not going to add a lot of calories.
Okay, wow,
but I don't know if kids want berries on it. That might be
now
you can hide it in there.
Like berries, right?
I think it depends on the kid. I remember when I
I
was a
think a chocolate pudding yogurt thing situation would be
I think
fun.
you're sold on chocolate yogurt or chocolate frozen yogurt. I think that sounds great. Well, Rekha, you are top chef.
Thank you.
How's it feel?
Truly, thank you so much for hopping on the show. We are such big fans.
Thank you.
And guys, if you have any money, $1, 20 cents, whatever, to donate to this week's charity, God's Pantry, which is giving Thanksgiving meals to people who are in need, please hit up Jordan's Venmo at JORDANMY1CK. And that's going to be open for the next 24 hours to receive donations.
Yeah, it's on there. If you, for some reason, like miss it, Rekha wrote it in the chat, or you can DM me on Instagram or Twitter, and I can.
Yes, and it is also in the details of this video, the little like description section. There's 2 million ways to get Jordan's Venmo.
It's true. The people are clamoring for it.
Woo! Well, Rekha, thank you so much. This was awesome.
You.
Thank you guys for watching. We will see you next week for another episode of Talk.
Bye.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Bye. I believe